Hello and welcome to my BEA Day 3 recap. Now I'm gonna do this one the same way I did the second one, where I just do kind of like highlights of the day. Now day 3 was very similar to day 2 in a way that I had 3 tickets for autographed signings, and actually 4, I lied. I had 4 tickets for autographed signings, and I was still planning on roaming the expo hall in between. Now it was different in the way that day 3 was the last day of BEA, so at the end of the day there were people just giving out stuff that they just wanted to get rid of so they don't have to like ship them back to the office, and so I ended up getting more books on day 3 than I had on day 2, which I found surprising because I really did think that I had more books on day 2. Anyway, my first autograph signing on day 3 was with Alexandra Bracken, and my plan was simple. Since that one and my next signing were at the same time and I had tickets for both, I decided to go to Alexandra Bracken as soon as I can, be at the front of the line, so then I can go do my second one, which was at the same time, and then line up for the third one, who was Marissa Meyer, who the previous day there was a huge line for Heartless because she was doing an in-booth signing and she was giving out Heartless, and it was madness. But I had a ticket for it, so I didn't need to be a part of that madness, but I wanted to be prepared. And that being said, Alexandra Bracken was actually signing Passenger, and she also had bookmarks and pins, which was really cool. And I already have Passenger, but this one's signed, so now I have 2, which is pretty awesome, and she is so awesome too, so that was pretty cool that I got to meet her. Now my next signing was with Maggie Stiefvater, who had a huge line, so I ended up using my beginning of the line, so I ended up using my fast pass for her line so I can line up for Marissa Meyer afterwards. And pretty much when I went to the front, I apologized to the people who were there because they had been waiting for so long. And Maggie was like, everyone who comes up front like that apologizes. But, you know, we gotta be cautious because it sucks to be waiting in line forever and then someone to just swoop in and get first in line. So, you know, I had to. So Maggie was signing copies of The Raven King, which is the 4th and last book in the Raven cycle. I'm a little behind, if I have to be entirely honest. But I need to catch up, and I already have this one also, but it's just so pretty, and this one's signed by Maggie, so that is pretty cool. And this was my second time meeting her. The first one I was in Los Angeles, and it was really awkward. Like, I didn't know what to say, which was really strange because I usually have something to say, but I was very awkward. Okay, now I don't think I redeemed myself completely, but I did better than the first time, so that was cool. And the cover is beautiful, so I'm definitely super happy that I got it. A side note, she was at the same time going on a tour for The Raven King, and she had made a cover to encompass all 4 of the books, and she had a signing at Anderson's bookshop, which is, you know, in the area. So I decided to go and get Blue Lily Blue, which I didn't have yet, and with that I was also able to get the cover, which is this awesome cover. And like I said, it goes around all 4 books, so it looks like this on the shelf, which is really cool. And then my next signing was, like I said, with Marissa Meyer, who was signing Arcs of Heartless, which looks gorgeous, by the way. And it was just, the line the previous day for the in-booth signing was insane, and I'm just so happy that I didn't have to be in that line, because I ended up being to the very front of the Marissa Meyer line for the autographing area, and I got my book signed, and it was awesome, and it looks gorgeous, and I'm so looking forward to reading it. I'm just realized that I'm really failing at telling you what the books are about. So Heartless is the story of the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland. Long before she was the terror of Wonderland, the infamous Queen of Hearts, she was just a girl who wanted to fall in love. An Alice in Wonderland prequel from the best-selling author of the Lunar Chronicles, which I still haven't read the Lunar Chronicles. It's on my TBR, but I'm super excited for Heartless. So yeah, Another signing that I went to was with Alison Noel, whose books I also love, and she was signing Unrivaled, a beautiful idols novel, which I'm not really sure what it's about, which is kind of like the theme of my videos about books lately. Everyone wants to be someone. Okay, but yeah, it's really cool. The cover is gorgeous, and I got to meet Alison Noel, which was pretty awesome. They also gave out these stickers, I am unrivaled, so that was pretty cool. Overall, it was great. And also, there's a golden heart on the inside, which is pretty cool. It's a gorgeous cover. And another author who I was able to meet was Veronica Roth, which was awesome. She was signing samplers of Carve the Mark, which is her new novel. I'm very excited. It's Honor Has No Place in Survival, so it is some sort of a survival book. Oh, a universal struggle for power, love, revenge, home. On sale January 17th, 2017. I'm looking forward to reading it. It's a very small sampler, but you know, it's a first look, so I'm excited. Now, on the third day, there was a lot happening all at the same time that I wanted to do, but I didn't think I was going to get a chance to do everything, and then I was able to get in line for someone that I wanted to meet, and that was Jamie Lee Curtis, who wrote a children's book, This Is Me, a story of who we are and where we come from, which was so cool. And I only got to meet her for a few seconds. I couldn't even like take a picture with her because they were already running behind schedule, but since there was a line, they decided to just keep going until they run out of books, which was pretty awesome. And it was so cool because she's like, oh, your name is Elena? There's an Elena in the book. So she just opened it to like the page and she's like, see, it's right there, which was pretty awesome. And I was like, oh my god, I'm in the book, which is a very childish reaction, but it is a kid's book, so I think it's appropriate, maybe, possibly, I don't know, but she was really sweet and it was awesome meeting her. And then, fun fact, Laini Taylor, there was a huge poster of her new book, Strange the Dreamer, and it looked absolutely gorgeous, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so gorgeous. And then I saw that poster on the first day, and later on Instagram, I saw that someone had gotten a book. And I was like, this is so cool, and it was in like a bag and it had stuff in the bag, and I was like, this is awesome. On day 2 I found out it was actually just a sampler, like a very hardy sampler, but still just a sampler. But I was still, this is so cool, I hope I can get it at some point. And on day 3, finally, she had a signing, and I was actually, that was like the next thing on my list. So I went over there and I was like, hey, is this where the Laini Taylor signing will be? And they're like, yeah, come back in 15 minutes. And I was like, no, I'm gonna stand right here. And the good thing I did, because right like 30 seconds later, there was already a line forming behind me. So yeah. But anyway, while we were waiting in line, making friends in the line, which is like one of the best things, there had been a signing on the desk where she was going to come over, and there was a cutout of a guy next to the desk, and at one point it just kind of fell over and broke in half, which was really funny in the moment. And I had seen like the guy behind the desk give a book to a girl, and she just kind of walked away, but I noticed the cover of the book and it looked familiar, possibly because it was the book that was on the badge. Like on the badge there's this book, Before I Fall, and on the back there's like a picture of it, and I saw it and I was like, oh cool. And I was just then when the girl was walking away, the cutout poster just kind of fell over out of the blue and it broke in half, which was completely weird and random. And then as we were laughing about this, I asked the guy behind the counter, I'm like, hey, was that the book that's on all of our badges? It's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, do you have any copies left? And he's like, yeah, here you go. So the book was Before I Fall, or Before the Fall, by Noah Hawley. And I was like, how appropriate, because you know, the fall and the thing, and the it was just a you had to be there, but it was awesome. Okay, just it was a pretty cool moment. But I don't believe the book is about cut out posters of guys falling and breaking. It is a ravishing and riveting beauty of a thriller. It's also a deep exploration of desire, betrayal, creation, family, fate, mortality, and rebirth. So, I don't know what it's about. Yet again, another book that I don't know what it's about. Don't judge. And it was pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to reading it. With hopefully no more cutouts falling around me and breaking. And then comes the signing of Laini Taylor. And yes, I was able to get the baggie with all the buttons and the really, really, really pretty cover of Strange the Dreamer. It's just a sampler, it's signed, and I'm looking forward to reading it. No idea what it's about. Strange the Dreamer is the story of an aftermath of a war between gods and men. A mysterious city stripped of its name, a mythic hero with blood on his hands, a young librarian with singular dream, a girl every bit as dangerous as she is in danger, alchemy, blood candy, nightmares, and God's spawn, moths and monsters, friendship and treachery, love and carnage. Welcome to Weep. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. And didn't mention the cover is beautiful. I wish it had the arc so I can read the whole thing, but I will read it eventually, and it will be awesome. Another random thing is I got this poster, and then later on when I was looking at my stuff and I opened it, on the back I discovered this really cool thing, which is Rainbow Rowell Carry On. So on the back here there are 2 book jackets that you can color in and cut out and put on your carry-on books, which is pretty awesome, I think. At the end of the day, a lot of exhibitors were giving out their stock just because, I mean, it's the last day, so why not, right? So one of the things I got was this Odyssey, which looks absolutely amazing. And yeah, the print itself is nothing special, but it just looks so pretty, and it's blue and it's awesome. Another one was a completely random, just like a notebook with silver pages, and it's like a really good sturdy book, so that's pretty, it's cool. And of course no BEA Day is full without a coloring book. So the one I got on the last day was Mandalas and More, a meditative drawing and coloring book for mind, body and spirit by Sherry Kaufman. And it has like little tutorials on how to get to a certain point and different things. And that's really cool because that's just more than just a coloring book. It's actually instructions on how to make your own coloring pages, and I thought that was pretty cool. Now this book is in my highlights just because I love the title. I Like You Just Fine When You're Not Around by Anne Garvin, and it's a cool looking cover too, but just the topic, I mean the title sounds awesome. Ooh, it's about a psychologist whose life is falling apart. So, ooh, exciting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. And it looks awesome. And it sounds awesome. Alright, another thing. Someone took my last copy of the book I wanted. Hashtag penguin problems. I just had to get one because they're so cute. Also, I'm warm right now, so this is perfect. And oh, I almost forgot. At the end of the day, I was walking around just seeing what lines they have, what stuff they're giving out, and I found myself in the Harlequin line for 7 authors who were signing like one after the other. And while I was in line, one of the girls who was helping was looking at my badge, and she's like, "Oh, you're a vlogger?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You know what? I'm the blogger coordinator for Harlequin, and we have a special promotion. And we have these special goodie bags for bloggers. Would you like one? It's like an adult book, so if that's okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, definitely." And she got my card, which is pretty awesome. And she came back with this bag. I mean, I did not expect that, but that was pretty cool. So let's see what's inside. Look, there's another coloring book. Just as well, because on day 4 I did not get a coloring book, so that's, I guess, in a way my day 4. But this is really cool. What lifts you? Uplifting designs to color and create. So that is just really cool. Alright, next up in the goodie bag is Deception Island by Bryn Kelly. Intense and exciting romantic suspense at its best. New York Times bestselling author Carla Neggers. So this looks pretty cool. Looking forward to reading it. And then, this is probably my favorite book in the bag. You know why? Because it's a Jenna Showalter book. Now, I haven't read any of her adult books yet. I've only ever read her YA novels, but I love her writing and I'm looking forward to reading this. And this is not the first book in the series, so I have to get the ones that come before this and read them first. But I'm super excited because I love Jenna Showalter, and when I saw this and it's like a full-size awesome book, and I was like, oh my god, it was probably one of my top 10 moments of BEA. Alright, another one is Don't Tempt Me by Laurie Foster. In matters of the heart, there's no time like the wrong time. Ooh. It's like love comes along when it's least wanted. Yeah, very true. It's a new story by Laurie Foster. I don't think I've read anything of hers before, but I'm looking forward to. And then there's a few mass paperbacks. There's Fatal Affair by Marie Force, a Fatal series novel. Oh, it's not the first one, but there's the White House on the cover, so I wonder what it's about. Walking the Thin Blue Line. Oh, it is in Washington, D.C. Cool. Well, I won't read the back because apparently it's part of a series and I don't want to spoil myself. Possessed by Passion by Brenda Jackson. They're discovering the healing powers of passion. Ooh, that sounds steamy. Bought for the Greek's Revenge by Lynn Graham. And The Lady's Command by Stephanie Lawrence. And last but not least, Fully Ignited Boston Fire by Shannon Stacy. And then there were a few more goodies in the bag. One of them being crayons for the coloring book. And then there were a few cutout guys, which is really cool. They are awesome. And then there were some bookmarks, like a coloring page of, well, the cover, actually that's the cover of What Lifts You, the coloring book. And then a postcard, which looks really cool, Blondes Don't Cry by Mela Mace. And then there was also a Where the Wolf Leads by Jane Arbor little notebook, and of course a pen for the notebook, which that took me a while to discover. I thought it was a trick, but I couldn't find it, and then completely randomly I looked over, and when you turn it around, the cloth guy turns like shirtless, so that's kind of cool. And it says, Into Sexy Heroes, Harlequin has the perfect read for you. And then a button that says Think Harlequin. So that's pretty cool. That was really awesome. And again, it was one of my favorite moments of BEA. And then of course, there's the other moment. I was standing in line for a signing and I was looking at my phone and I got an email from a raffle that I had entered in the first day, and they said that I'd won it and I would have to go to their booth, pick up my prize before 5 o'clock, which is when BEA closed. So I went over and it turned out that I won this gorgeous Ottoman vase, which is like a gilded vase, and it's so beautiful. And I'm really glad I was actually driving and not flying, because otherwise I wouldn't know how to transport it. But yeah, it's just so pretty. I also forgot another pin that I really liked is Happiness is a New Book, and it's really tiny, but it's so cute and I really like it. And then sadly the end of BEA came, but that doesn't mean that was the end of tote bags, because I still got quite a few on the third day, even though the third day I was trying to be more careful with the totes, and yet I ended up with so many. My favorite tote was probably the one that I got from National Geographic, because it has this really cool brain on it and it looks awesome, and it ended up being really good for carrying books because it's very sturdy and awesome. So that was my day 3, the end of BEA. It was absolutely amazing. I would definitely want to do it again, even though at this point I had gotten over 100 books, so I don't know how long that would take me to read them. So next time when I go to BEA, I'd probably have to be a bit more selective as to what I get. Also, the next time I go to BEA will probably be in New York, so I would have to think about luggage and all that stuff as well. So now if you want to watch my days 1 and 2, I will leave a link to them down below, so if you want to go ahead and check them out. In any case, it was absolutely an amazing experience, and lucky for me, it wasn't actually the very end, because BookCon was the next day. So I will tell you all about that in the next video. See you then. Bye!